In this video, we are going to be going over a pretty cool little collaboration between INNO64 and CLDC overseas. But let's take a close look and see exactly what this thing is all about, starting right now. First and foremost, I just want to give a big shout out to Mr. Jonathan Newbie at X Lancer Evolution on Instagram. He was able to send this down from Canada and let me review it and take a close look and see what this thing was about. And here it is. This is the collaboration box set from CLDC, as you can see on the top. Now, there were two different versions of this that released. There was the Chinese version and there was the English version. And as you can see here, this one is the English version. Price point for this bad boy, it was actually something that was in the 30s range. However, some of the scalpers have caught on to it and they're probably selling it for 100 plus now. Even Mr. Newbie himself wasn't able to get it for retail. He had to pay a whopping 150 Canadian dollars. So oof on that. But unfortunately, we know how these things get, and some of us will have to succumb to it in order to get one. But let's just take a look at the box art here. So looks like it's got a lot of INNO64 branding here. Nice little side shot of it here. And then obviously the front cover with all this info. And to be honest, this is more of a marketing thing for Car Lover Diecast. And he's just trying to put a lot of his logos and stuff on it and then showcase some of the things that he does and what he distributes to and things like that. Nothing out of the ordinary. And something to keep in mind, Kyosho actually does do some of these box sets. They recently did one for the Subaru MBR, and I've even got one of my own. It doesn't have a magazine in it, but that one was the Honda NSX, which is a pretty nice box set. Comes with a little 64 scale car in it with it as well. So pretty neat to see that. No magazine, but Kyosho definitely does do a lot of it like that. And then Kyosho even had an R34 variant, believe it or not. So pretty cool box art. You can see some of the stock footage for that blue car that you'll be getting, but let's open it up and see what's inside. So here's the car right here. As you can see, it's just fitted into this little box. Now, I'm not gonna open this obviously because Newbie's gonna want this back. You can see the blue base, the blue overlay, the blue box art, and the CLDC logo all about, sprinkled about to let people know that it is his exclusive little Skyline. Biggest thing for me that's important about this magazine is that you get an official exclusive brand interview with the man himself, Geronimo. He is actually the owner of INNO64. I'm sure a lot of people didn't even know that. I've tried to get him on the podcast before, but they haven't said anything to me. But Jay Lee at CLDC was able to get him to write an excerpt about the brand itself. So that in itself, I think, is one of the cooler things about this magazine. But let's just flip through it real quick. So you've got the company founder introduction with Jay right there with Car Lover Diecast, as you can see. Maybe I need to get him on the podcast one day. You've got some of the brands he represents. As you can see, he's not selling everything and anything. He's an exclusive distributor, which means he is the go-to guy for these brands. So don't mess with him on that. All right, here we go. This is the start of the INNO64 Geronimo, owner and founder. You can see his little history, where it all started, exclusive interview. What's the plan for 2024 this year? Now, this magazine, nothing too unfamiliar with this style of magazine. For some of us that are really hardcore into the model car stuff, we've seen magazines like this before with a magazine called Model Cars. And that magazine actually has a lot of JDM cars, a lot of the brand introductions and things like that. So this magazine is a very, very similar version of that, just a shortened version. So you can see some of the brands here, some of the brands that are being shown off that are coming soon. So pretty neat. And then obviously you've got to talk about the Nissan Skyline R34. Probably the diecast and resin versions is all that I'm ever going to be able to afford, but pretty neat. The pictures are nice, right? Hopefully the verbiage and text is good. It's informational and has a lot of purpose. And then here's that Skyline again that he released with this box set. So pretty neat. Mini GT, Glenn getting a little bit of action here. It makes sense because he obviously supports all these brands. So for him to be able to put this in the magazine, it all comes together with what he's trying to do. Nice pictures though, nice pictures. And then it's just got a lot of goodies in here that are really cool for model car collectors. Now, is it worth, $100+? Oof, I don't know. That might be up to you guys. But originally retail, these things should have been like $30 a piece. So it's just a magazine, some box art, and obviously the model car. So pretty cool that CLDC did this. I think they've also mentioned that they'll be doing more in the future. We'll have to see what other collaborations they do next. Maybe it might even be with a different brand.